Welcome back to the Bad Gamecast. I'm Jake.
I'm Jason.
And this week we played...
Metal Gear Survive!
Hey!
That's how you say that, right?
No, nailed it 100%.
Yeah, okay.
Cue the music! How you doing, Jason?
I'm here. I've had a long day.
You look like it. Throwing tequila on there doesn't seem to be doing you any favors.
No. No.
So, yep, we played Metal Gear Survive. We are currently drinking tequila. Care to explain where Alex is?
There's nothing to explain. Alex is no longer with us. May he rest in peace. We're drinking to his memory, which is why we're very drunk right now.
Hey! So, Metal Gear Survive, released in February of 2018. Developed and published by Konami. Other games released in 2018, God of War, Monster Hunter World, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and Far Cry 5.
Hey, what came out in, fall of 2018? You got that list?
Yes. Give me 10 minutes to Google it. Yeah, so this is the most recent game we've ever done.
Yeah, we're finally stepping into things that have come out in the last year.
Hell, the last few months at this point.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's pretty obvious. It's not like we're doing this the week it came out, because we're going to talk about the changes.
Yeah.
This is the first Kojima-less Metal Gear. So we should be outraged, right?
I guess. Boo, no Kojima?
Boo, Kojima. Wait, is that not?
Nah, feels right.
Okay. Yeah, it's the big thing that a lot of people talk about in their discussing this game is the Konami-Kojima breakup.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an official statement on what actually happened. I know it was a long build-up as Konami cut Kojima's studio in LA and canceled PT and a bunch of shit. But I don't think anybody knows what it is Kojima did to piss him off. No official word, anyway.
Yeah. I think a lot of speculation is just kind of shrinking the company, money-saving measures. It's easier to focus on pachinko machines, which are basically guaranteed money. So that whole thing is a big hurdle for this game, for people who actually care about the Metal Gear series.
I know, Jason, you and I felt the same way going into it. I'm not a fan of the Metal Gear series. I don't care.
Yeah, I think I've discussed on the podcast. I played the first one, and then I've seen the second one played. My siblings played it. I didn't. And then I haven't seen the rest of them. So, I don't really have an attachment to the series. I liked it well enough, the one I played, but...
See, I played through the first Metal Gear Solid. Not the first Metal Gear on the... That was a port of the NES, I think. And I played half of the second one. Yeah. But the rest of them, I haven't played. There's been a couple I wanted to, what is it, Revengeancing, just because it looked kind of fucking ridiculous. And I heard so much great shit about Phantom Pain. I wanted to check it out. But at the core of it, Metal Gear is a stealth game, and that is never my thing. That's why I stay away from the Assassin's Creed games, because I hate stealth gameplay.
Yeah, which I think is different about us, is I'd much rather play stealth and strategy and that kind of stuff, whereas I hate most first-person shooters.
Yeah, see, if you give me an option to sneak or go loud, I am throwing as much fire as possible every single time. I want people to know I'm coming. But I find that gameplay typically more engaging, whereas the combat challenge is more interesting to me than trying to sneak around and be undetected.
Kind of depends on the setup of the game and the AI of the enemies and stuff. If they're actually interesting and predictable, then I like that you can learn and build paths to get through things. The more chaotic they are and hard to figure out, if they make it too hard to stealth and they make it too easy to Rambo, then you just Rambo. It's the path of least resistance.
So, Deus Ex 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
And we're done. Hey!
Or this game.
Well, I think that's different because our playstyles were kind of different. Because as much as I dislike stealth, that's what I generally did. And I know that...
Which is funny, because, yeah, I went in screaming.
Which I suppose we can get to.
We're not going to talk any more about the Konami Kojima situation, because I don't think it's relevant to this as a game. I think if you don't like what Konami did as a company and you want to protest them as a company, that is up to you. But as a actual game, whether it's enjoyable or not, that comes down to the game. So
For review purposes, you have to divorce that. Even though it has Metal Gear in the title, you have to look at a game on its own merits, not the surrounding bullshit with it.
We're going to do our best to do that, because we can. Because we're not super attached to Metal Gear.
And for us, it's fairly easy.
So I guess, we start out with the beginning, where it's the wreck, the base. The fuck is the name of the base?
Mother Base?
Mother Base.
No. You start with the character creation.
Do you?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they give you that cutscene first.
No.
They cutscene to Mother Base is all exploded, and Good Luck is checking bodies, and he looks into your casket, and then character creation.
Okay.
Boom.
Yep, fair play.
So you get a cutscene of just like Mother Base is all explodey, and there's a bunch of caskets on it. You get to look at it, and you're like, wow, this game looks good. Surprise!
It's a game released in 2018 with a realistic looking aesthetic. It looks really good. By a major developer and publisher.
The Fox engine, which this game uses, is really nice.
Yeah, it is. So you get exploded base, faceless soldiers shoving caskets into the water for a burial at sea. Dollar store Lawrence Fishburne going around checking corpses. Because reasons.
His name is Good Luck, which I already said, and he's just staring at corpses. This one, no. This one, no. This one, yeah. Character creation.
I had some issues with the character creation, and they give you plenty of presets, and you can adjust pretty much everything. For a in-depth character creation you would expect in 2018, it's pretty solid. And
yeah, when you could start moving your eyebrow height as well as forward backwardsness, I was like, this is weird, and I don't really want to make a character that looks insane. I kind of want to, but
see, because that's what I went with. As soon as I started adjusting sliders, I'm like, let's make us a monster.
You nearly succeeded.
I did, yeah. With the character creation, you get to pick a name. So my character was Chocolate Puma, and he looks like he belongs in a set of the 1960s Planet of the Apes. It's amazing.
He does. I was Lion Bazaar, which Bazaar is in Bazar, a place to buy lions. An open-air market of lions, if you will.
But I was surprised in cutscenes, which feature your created character. Even though I made this weird-looking monstrosity, it looked really good, even in the cutscenes.
Yeah, no, you still are like, wow, this is really well done.
Yeah.
And, you look weird, but you still look, at least to me, your character looked weird, but still looked, I don't know, enough in-world that it wasn't, completely game-breaking to see him.
It was goofy enough that every cutscene where you can see his face, I would bust up laughing, because he just looks out of place as shit. But, yeah, it was rendered well.
So then you get another couple cutscenes. You get that stupid, I hate this cutscene.
Oh, the best cutscene in the game?
Where it's like a security desk. So it's 9 boxes that all have different, hallways.
Yeah, it's, should be 9 different video feeds, but one of them's out, so there's only 8.
But they're tilted. So it's like you're in the room.
Yeah, like your nameless security guard watching this.
Yeah.
And the refresh rate on the screens is once every 5 seconds or so?
Yeah, so you'll see a guy, and then he'll teleport down the hallway.
But you can hear the steps.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah.
And then he goes into a room with Good Luck, and Good Luck starts just exposition dumping. Because how long did it take for you to get through those first cutscenes?
I don't know. I know once Good Luck starts going on his Dante rants, it felt so much longer.
Because it took me, I think it was like 45 minutes to finally get to the base.
The cutscenes, I don't think, took quite that long, but again, I'm not sure.
Because that includes a brief gameplay section and like...
I want to say, at the get-go, you've got about 20 minutes of strap in because it's movie time.
So this whole first part is them doing their damnedest to shoehorn this into the Metal Gear universe. And... which is an issue a lot of people have, and I have for different reasons, I guess. I don't know.
I can't say... Having not played Phantom Pain, Metal Gear 5, I don't know where this fits in with the rest of the Metal Gear timeline, which is weird. I know it opens with a pseudo-historical story, or, Jesus, how do they word it? I know they say pseudo-historical.
Yeah.
And, like, I almost stopped right there, because, like, what the fuck does that mean?
It's nearly history? Wink.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's... as the game progresses and as you get to the other world, basically, I felt that the need for us to be a part of the Metal Gear universe was really dumb. I get that the reason they did it is to sell copies.
Yeah, that easy IP tie-in to
it has Metal Gear in its name, so some people are just going to buy it because of that. Which I think is lame, because maybe it could have been worked in better, but it just felt like there was no need for it to be a part of the Metal Gear universe at all.
Well, without a reference point, I don't know how many Metal Gear references there are throughout the whole thing.
I mean, same, but...
there's a couple glaring ones, but...
yes. Which I felt were kind of dumb.
Yeah. And it doesn't really make sense, but it's pseudo-historical, so whatevs.
So your character is dead and then not dead, because you're brought back to life by this evil infection.
Yes, an alien parasite that instead of killing you, kept your body in suspended animation for 6 months. Also, your arm was missing and it grew back, so you're welcome.
Which makes sense, given future details. Kind
of.
Right, so this plot's gonna be weird to talk about, because it is kind of weird and dumb. But we'll do our best.
It's kind of like they're trying to channel Kojima, because I've seen plot descriptions of Metal Gear games and they go kind of wacky, but like it works for those, and this doesn't have that same, I don't know, like spirit, and it just feels shoehorned and weird.
Yeah, it gets kind of wacky and weird, but then like it doesn't really feel like it's doing it originally or organically. So you end up going through a wormhole.
Right, because Good Luck sits you down, and he says, hey, there's another dimension. That's where the infection is. You're going to go over there. You're going to try and stop the infection. If you go, that's the only way to do it. Otherwise, it's going to kill you. I'd love to answer your questions, but we don't have the time. See you, bye.
Because the higher-ups don't want Good Luck to send you.
Because reasons.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. So, Good Luck throws you through a wormhole, and you end up in Detae.
Ugh.
And Good Luck messages you while the wormhole is open. It says, hey, up ahead there's a base, a former base of the Sharon Corps.
Oh, you motherfucker. The Karen Corps?
I told you, I don't play with audio.
Yeah, so Good Luck loves him some Dante Alighieri, and this is nothing but Inferno references in your face, down your throat, right up front. It's brutal. Your mission is to try and figure out what happened to the missing Karen Corps, the group of soldiers that went ahead before you. Hopefully stop the infection that's spreading through you.
All your mission is to acquire all the data that they had, because supposedly they had a way to stop your infection. If any of them are alive, rescue them, and then open the wormhole and get home.
You're in Detae.
Detae.
Which is hell. Technically, Detae is the city that surrounds Lower Hell, according to Dante. But we'll just call this whole place fucking Detae because reasons. And the first thing you have to do is get to base.
Tiny tutorial section! Which, I mean, basically is. You go, they teach you that you can run, you can climb, you enter a building, other soldier dude. What's his name?
Reeve.
Other soldier dude.
So, I didn't realize this, again, having not played Phantom Pain. He's an XOF soldier.
Yeah, he's on the other side.
Automatically doesn't trust you.
What with you being on the other side?
Which I thought was FOX, right? Isn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely naming conventions. Whatever. But you realize that you both have bigger fish to fry as you're attacked by the first wanderer you see.
Zombies.
Yep, they are zombies with, instead of the top, 3/4 of their head, there's just a lower jaw and a giant orange spike.
Yeah, it's like orange-red. I get.
And then you get a tutorial on sneaking around, which the zombies can see and hear for some reason, even though there's a spike for a head.
The spike can see and hear. What do you want?
Eyes and ears.
Yeah, but the spike does that.
Sure.
Again, it's just tutorial stuff. You get a sneak. They teach you that zombies will attack you. Surprise. If you are loud, then it'll call zombies to you. It's a zombie game. These are zombies. This is how you fight them. You can backstab them. They give you a gun. You kill a few. You run. And then they take the gun from you abruptly.
Which is fine because you have a painfully low amount of ammo anyway.
Sure. And then you're trying to figure out, oh my god, how do I get past these guys? And Reeve saves you.
Because Reeve is best.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I realize that we are on opposite sides of the fight on Earth, but everything is dead and those are zombies. So right now, I'm going to work with you because we're both alive.
Yep, because Reeve is the only one that makes sense.
He plants some explosives, right?
Yep.
As you book your way over to the base.
Right here, as you're running around, you really get to know your stamina meter, which is based on how thirsty you are.
Thirst.
In this game, you have to constantly juggle a hunger and thirst meter.
And oxygen later.
And oxygen eventually, yeah. You have to eat food and drink water in order to keep your meters up, and if your hunger and thirst are both at 100%, then you have a full health bar and full stamina bar. But the more...
As long as they're both over 90%.
Is it 90?
Yep.
The more hungry and thirsty you are, it lowers your max amount of HP and available stamina.
Yeah, it won't actually lower your HP or stamina. But if you lose HP or stamina, it won't regen above that point. So if you go like down to a hunger of 5%, you don't have 5% of your hit points. You'll still have all of your hit points, but if you nearly die, you won't regenerate hit points until you get your food hunger under control. You get to the base, and then that's where... Oh, fuck.
Yep. You get to the base, and you're greeted by a flying trash can named Virgil. That's right, Virgil.
I forgot about Virgil for the briefest of moments, and I was happy. Virgil is a split-personalitied AI who, good luck, basically gives his last, like, communication here. He's like, oh, the wormhole's closing, so I can't talk to you anymore, but I see Virgil's up and running. Virgil, take it from here. And Virgil's like, great, Captain, you're in charge. I'm gonna help you with your mission. And Reeve is like, our mission's to go home. And Virgil's like, well, the captain has other missions. You can sit right down.
Virgil explains that your mission parameters are to find the missing information of the Karen Corps, collect Kuban energy.
Cuban energy? How do you pronounce that?
Kuban energy.
Cuban energy. It's Kuban. Cuban.
Yep. Cuban energy. And, I don't know, rescue people if you find them.
Oh, right. They, at some point during the massive monologue of stupid stuff at the beginning, mentioned that the Cuban energy from these Zambos is a great power source.
It doesn't say how, just that it is. And go.
Mm-hmm.
Also, and I don't know if I know you didn't catch this. Virgil's split personalities. The main one is a female voice.
The pink one.
Yep, and the other one is a male voice.
The blue one.
And Virgil does this fun thing where it argues with itself,
Mm-hmm.
which is
No, I made it to about here. After the first meeting Virgil is when I turned off all the sound.
I get that.
Because at that point, when you first actually start really into the game, all of those annoying, Captain, take care of your oxygen. Captain, take care of your hunger. I was not about that. So you've met Virgil, and now you basically just kind of go from there.
The first thing Virgil has you do is go and collect a memory board from a base that's not far off. You go, there's some wanderers, which are the Zambos. You, backstab a few, avoid them, grab the memory board, piss off right back to base.
This is where I learned the joys of fence. I crafted a single fence to go with my spear, and then I went to their base, and I summoned the fence, and I pissed them off, and they all ran towards the fence, and I just stabbed them.
You just stab right through the fence.
Yep.
Because fences are your best friend in this game.
Oh, fences are amazing. It's nice that they coded in that fences, if you are stabbing or shooting through them, they don't exist. It's not even that, like, you might accidentally hit one of the chains in the chain link fence. They're just not there for the purposes of shooting weapons.
So you don't have to worry about taking down your own equipment, because there's no reason why if you have a spear you couldn't just stab through a fence. You can do that. Or if you have a gun, you just shoot through the goddamn thing.
Yeah. So that's nice. And as you said, fences become your best friend because the zombies will pile up on it, and then whether you're using the spear or later probably the bow, it's just a great way to clear out enemies.
If you're actually going to sit and play this game, you get the bow. You use the bow.
Yeah, because as you get the better and better bows, they are some of the best weapons in the game, and they don't really run out of ammo almost ever.
And they quickly outpace the spears.
Oh,
which,
yeah.
I used a spear for a decent portion of this game. I like the spears, but that bow dough.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. You get that memory board. I don't remember what it does. You get another thing. You get another thing.
The first memory board you get gives you the recipe to craft the air tank.
So then the next thing is to go get the broken air tank.
Yes.
Which is needed for crafting your own air tank.
So let me rephrase that. The memory board gives you the location to go get the broken air tank.
It's basically the same thing. You go get the broken air tank, and I'll let you... Because you could have already wandered into the dust.
Jason, what is the dust?
The dust is a sentient life form. Oh, wait, no. Hang on. That's not true yet. The dust is dust. It's basically like a sandstorm.
That is what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah. It reduces your visibility. You need an oxygen tank, and your stamina drops faster as you move through it.
Which also covers, what, like 80-90% of the map? Because you find clear zones, but they're not very big.
Probably about 80%. You get an oxygen tank so you can explore the dust.
So, as you're going around, what's in the dust?
A lot of zombies. It's where most of them hang out.
As you go around, you stumble across, there's the lone wanderer shuffling around in the dark by himself, or the occasional group of zombies wandering around together. As you go around, wormholes will randomly open up and drop crap, which attracts any zombies in the area, and they just, like, rush towards whatever the sound is. The clear zones that you stumbled across, generally water sources, vegetation that grows there that you can pick up, and animals. A lot of goats, which you can kill and harvest for food, or do you find any... No, you don't find any horses here.
I don't know.
You have goats, and then, like, wolves or jackals that are hanging around that will attack you, which you can take out fairly easily and then cut the meat off them.
Yep, animals and plants are your food sources, basically. There are plants that are also first aid sources to craft first aid kits type stuff. And then water is obviously your main liquid source. By the end of the game, I was actually drinking a lot of milk.
Were you?
Yes.
I never used it.
I had a lot of goat pens, so they constantly gave me milk.
I had a couple by the end, and I I never used it. I would just... we'll get to it. As you're wandering around the Dust Witch, as you said, visibility was certainly lowered quite a bit. There are bright lights off in the distance. I know how to say bright. That's a word. Depending on the light, there are, what are they, like white, blue lights?
Yeah.
Which signify crates that the Karen Corps left.
This is so dumb. When they found stuff, they decided to just throw them in crates that are kind of dumb to open, and if you fuck up, it pisses off all the zombies nearby.
With the loudest goddamn thing in existence.
And it slows you down, and it's really dumb.
When you find one, you now have a minigame. It's a lock-picking minigame, where you have to move the slider within a certain area as it moves to the 100% mark, and easy normal ones are not bad. Even the hard ones, they're not difficult as soon as you get the pattern down.
Basically. Like, once I opened enough of them, it was really easy. The first time, I didn't even know how to do it, because it didn't bother explaining it.
No, it just gives it to you. Have fun.
What I find funny is that it has this whole, lockpicking minigame. When it doesn't feel like they need it, at no point does any wanderer ever try to gather materials.
It does give you the pop-up, maybe the first one that you come across, where it tells you you can attempt to open it, and if that's going to draw too much attention, you can beat it up until you break it. But if you do that, it gives you less materials.
I didn't even know that.
I never bothered because opening them up isn't an issue. Because as you're doing the minigame, if you fuck up, the lock, as you're attempting to open it, moves super slow, and it makes this loud screeching sound, which draws everything's attention.
Yeah.
However, you can just cancel out and start over.
Oh, how did canceling work for you?
You want to talk about the controls real quick?
I want to talk about the controls for like a half an hour.
Okay. So I started playing with a mouse and keyboard.
Yep, the right way to play games.
Right, and it felt wrong.
It is, in this game.
The control setup doesn't make sense. And I get why. Because when I changed to a PS4 controller, even though the game would only recognize an Xbox controller...
Yep.
Although I'm used to the different setup, so the different button prompts didn't bother me. The game felt so much better on a controller. Which is, the opposite of most games where, like, they try and shoehorn a keyboard's worth of stuff onto a controller for ports. Whereas this one felt built for a controller, and the keyboard setup was weird.
There were multiple times where it felt like things that should be mapped to keys weren't. So, like, there were keys that were never used that you thought, hey, maybe this would be useful, but they never bother. And then, very occasionally, in this instance, stop lockpicking was mapped to escape, which escape is also bring up the menu. So if you hit escape, it would bring up the menu.
Damn.
As you let go of the thing, and then you'd have to hit escape again to close the menu.
Okay, on a PS4 controller, it tells you to hit B, which would be circle.
Yeah.
And so you could just stop at any time. Easy peasy. So, like, what I mean by the controllers felt weird, or the controls felt weird on a keyboard, you can't bring up the map on its own, like hit M. You can't bring up your inventory, hit I. You have to hit Tab, and then go over to the map to look at the map, or hit Tab, and then press Enter on the inventory screen to actually look at your inventory.
Yeah.
That weird UI is the same on a controller, but it's less to go through, I guess, where you hit for me, it was the right side of the touchpad to bring up the menu.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that wasn't that bad. But the fact that playing on a keyboard, you don't have those hotkeys, doesn't make any goddamn sense.
That's the issue, is that M isn't mapped to anything. You sit there and you're like, map, M, nothing happens. They don't even bother using the key. Why? It's not that hard. But, like, so if you go into the settings to change the controls, there is no option for open the map because that's not set to anything.
So, like, the game doesn't even give you the option to do that.
Yeah, because it's something they didn't bother to implement. So it's not that it's not an option. So it's not that it's not hotkeyed to anything. It's not a thing you can, which is so dumb. The other big one I have a complaint about is changing ammo types.
See, not that bad on a controller. I have no idea what that's like on a keyboard because
you didn't get far enough into the game where you had multiple ammo types.
Exactly.
So if you hit 1, 2, 3, 4, that's how you switch between your things. 1 switches between your primary weapons, 2 switches between your secondary weapons, 3 and 4 your gadgets.
Okay.
So you hit 1, that will usually it brings up your main. You have 2 primary weapons.
Well, you can have 2 primary weapons.
You could have more with an expansion slot. You can get 3.
Right.
So, that'll say bring up your bow. To switch between, fire ammo or whatever, because you got normal arrows, fire arrows, heavy arrows.
Yeah, you get a bunch of... You get a variety of what you can do.
Grenade arrows. You hold 1. So instead of tapping it, you hold it, which is already kind of weird. Because if you tap it, it switches to the other weapon. So you have to press and hold 1, and then that'll bring up a display that shows both of your weapons and then your ammo type. And then while you're holding 1, you hit, what is that, Q and E?
Oh, really?
Yes, to shift between ammos.
Jesus.
Who the fuck designed that?
Let me tell you how it is on a D-pad. Your gadgets are left and right. Or on the controller, the D-pad is how you change it. The gadgets are left and right. You can bring up a wheel if you hold left or right. The same thing with your weapons on up and down. Up is your primary weapon, down is your secondary weapon. You can hold it to bring up the wheel to quick switch, or if you tap it, you'll cycle through it. On the weapon that you have selected, if you hold up for your primary weapon, you can hit X to change. It's easy, and it's not intuitive because it takes some learning, but it's simple.
So it uses the same exact system. It's just really weird on a keyboard.
Definitely not designed for a keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was annoyed by that. I still play it on a keyboard the whole time because that's what I do.
Well, I was on the keyboard and I changed to a controller just to see how it felt. And it irritated me that it wouldn't recognize it was a PS4 controller, so it kept giving me all the button prompts for an Xbox, which, yeah, PC, fine, I get it. It should recognize that it's not what's plugged in, but it worked. And as I used it, it felt so much better. Why would I go back to the keyboard?
Any game where I have to aim a gun, I just want a mouse.
I get that, I do, but the combat's not that. It's not a reflex shooter. You've got time. And I've put plenty of time into shooters on console, so I'm used to the gunplay with a controller, and so it wasn't that bad.
Sure.
So as you're wandering through the dust, you've got the white lights, which are the crates, which we just rambled off on. You've also got green lights off in the distance, which are the transporters.
Yeah, which you can't activate until they tell you to.
True, but there are 9 of them spread throughout the map that you can go to eventually once you unlock the ability to. As you're exploring through the map, your oxygen depletes. Because if you're out of oxygen, being in the dust, breathing hurts you, because why wouldn't it? And you can spend Cuban energy, you're welcome, to replenish your oxygen. However, doing so hurts your oxygen tank, so you have to repair it.
Yep.
But if you can find the green glowing dots off in the distance, it's basically a teleporter, takes you back to home base.
Yeah, I think it should be mentioned here that on your map, when you are in unexplored territory, you don't have access to where you are. So when you pull up the map, you'll be a little arrow, which obviously shows where you are and which direction you're facing. Mm-hmm. But when you're in unexplored territory in the dust, you don't show up on the map.
That's something I really liked.
Yeah, no, it's just worth noting.
Yeah. The only way to to fully flesh out the map, let me think about the words I'm going to say before I just open my goddamn mouth.
No, talk.
The only way to flesh out the map is to go out and explore, basically get lost, and then get your way back to home base, because as soon as you're at home base, where you were, the map fills out.
Mm-hmm.
So as you go to the different teleporters, you're at the teleporter, you go back to home base, the path that you took, bam, you can suddenly see. So if you go back, you've got access to the map, you can change your waypoint, which you can't do if you're in unexplored areas. and then go around from there. Also, as you're wandering around, you come across different settlements. Anywhere there's a teleporter, you can pick up basic crafting materials. Iron, wood, copper, etc. There's a whole bunch of stuff, which we'll get into in a bit. What I think is interesting is if you're out collecting shit, because exploration's a large part of this game. When you die, you've been out, you run out of oxygen, you get overrun by some wanderers, you get two options. Return from last save, which just takes you back to your last save. The game autosaves fairly frequently.
Yep.
So you never lose that much progress. Or return to base camp. Did you ever do the return to base camp option?
No. Why would I?
Because, and I did this once, because I didn't know this is what it did, and it was freaking awesome. So what happens is, if you're out collecting a bunch of materials, so you got a bunch of shit, and you die, if you hit the return to base camp option, what it does is, in Souls game kind of fashion, it leaves all your shit on the map. All you have to do is go and pick it up.
That's not bad.
No, it's really nice if you spent a whole long time going out just grinding out for materials.
Yeah, I never bothered. The only times I really died, I never felt like it was relevant for me to do that. I was just reload from save, because I bounced back and forth between main base a lot just to trigger those autosaves and dump off the stuff I was carrying.
Oh, yeah.
So it's never really an issue.
There was only one time I did that I had to, and I'll talk about it when we get there.
Sure, which we should run forward really quickly, because we've actually been talking a while already, and we're basically nowhere.
Well, thankfully, the next bit should go pretty quick.
I hope so, because right now we keep talking about things that are really boring.
Well, yeah, we're talking about systems that are in the game. Right now, as we continue through the story, there's not that much story right here.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the story, but I don't think we need to break down exactly how a survival game works.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, you continue with the story. You get a nurse character.
Miranda, yep.
Yeah. I don't know if she's supposed to come across as a sexy nurse or not, because Reeve's all about it.
Reeve is all about it, but it is, the 70s when you're supposed to be playing? That's
I think so.
The time. So she's got old-fashioned nurse outfit, which you just take as sexy because you're sexist. You're not wrong, though. She's fine.
Do you get the cop or the cripple first?
You get the cripple first.
All right. So the next one you save is a little kid who is wheelchair bound.
Yeah. Spaghetti Leg's name is Chris.
Dude, I don't care about his name. He's the crippled master hacker. What do you want?
Yeah. So it's 1970 something. He's a little crippled black kid, and he's amazing with computers.
Amazing.
So where did he learn that?
I don't know, but he hacks into Virgil.
Yeah, the AI that's sophisticated enough to have a split personality. What?
Yeah, kid's just like, I got this.
Well, before we get away from systems, I think we have the last major one to hit. Because once you get Miranda and Chris, you can start setting teams at your base, which is really when the base development comes into play.
Yeah, so now you can actually build out your base a lot more and have people run things for you to increase their output.
Yeah, because it is a survival game at this point, you can start making farms, water collectors, stations to craft gear and shit.
Yep. Those are all... It's really where the automation of their survival comes in. Basically, as you get more people, you can assign them to different areas. They'll help the farm. They'll... what else is there? Base defense. Base going and getting shit.
There is... Give me a second.
One! Okay, so we're not talking about that anymore. So...
all the teams you eventually get are the... base development team, the food supply team, the medical team, base defense team, and exploration team. And we can go into what those do, but
nope,
it's whatever.
They do basically what they say, and
yeah, and they give you different bonuses for having X amount of people in them.
Then your next story mission is to pick up just more people. Who the next story one, which sometimes you get distress signals that are not story people. like this is where I started to acquire other random people.
Yeah, you get the distress signals where you go pick up a person that has gone through a wormhole, ended up in D-Type. And you find somebody passed out in the dust somewhere surrounded by wanderers, you go pick them up, you take it to a transporter, right back to base. But they don't count.
Yeah.
Because you don't see them in the story. They're not important. However, they're integral into running your freaking base.
Yeah, so it's kind of mean that, like, when this next thing happens and then, like, they don't show up, and I'm like, what? Also, everyone you save is part of the... Is that FOX? Because they all have the stupid naming convention.
No. They are from all over. Because you come across some people that are FOX, but some of them that are XOF.
Oh, okay. They all have the stupid naming convention, though.
Yes.
So, if you don't know the naming convention, it's a word of... I don't know if it has to be anything.
A descriptor, like an adjective or...
And then an animal.
Yeah.
I think my favorite person I picked up was Bloody Osprey. Because Bloody Osprey was a badass.
That's a sick-ass name.
Yeah, he was also great at killing people.
Mine was Killer Husky, which was the same way. She kicked so much ass, and I loved her. And I don't know about you, but I came up with backstories for all of my crew in my own head.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, because it gave you, like, a brief description of them, and then, like, what they were in the past, if you wanted to try to use that to, like, figure out where to put them. So, like, the farmer, obviously, I put in charge of food development.
Oh, see, I paid no attention to what it is they used to do because I randomly assigned them where they're going to be now. It's your new life slave. Welcome to the camp.
No, I tried to match them up with things I thought they might be good at just because I was hoping the game would give me bonuses for it. It didn't appear to, so...
Besides the major ones like Miranda, who you, as the nurse, you're putting in charge of the medical team.
Yeah.
I mean, in charge in quotations because there's no one that's in charge because it's just you, the captain.
Yes.
But
you're in charge.
You put her on the medical team because why wouldn't she be there? But there are certain people that give bonuses to the team that they're on. Like Reeve has bonuses to base defense or exploration.
Mm-hmm.
Miranda has bonuses to the medical team. Chris has bonuses to the food, I believe, but that's because it's all he can do.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then you get El Capo. I forget his name.
Nick.
Nick is a cop.
I freaking hate Nick.
Who loves cooking and is peppy.
Oh my god, yeah, he is.
Yeah, Nick's the worst. He's just the eternal optimist in a world filled with zombies and death, but he sucks.
He does. He's so fucking cheerful. It's so goddamn irritating. And like, I'm not sure if he's supposed to be considered like comic relief because what he say is like borderline funny, but you also have Virgil, the split personality AR that argues with itself, which is actually funny. I wanted to choke him.
Yeah, it feels weird at every turn when they're all discussing things during cutscenes and stuff, and he's like trying to be peppy, and then Miranda's like, we gotta save people and do good, and Reeve's like, we have to get out of here, this place is death. And one, your character never actually speaks in these, so
yeah,
it feels weird in that regard. But then in the other regard is they all should do what you say because you're the only one who goes out into the dust.
Yeah, the only reason why they have anything is because you, the captain, goes out to get it.
Yeah, you come back with a whole crap ton of materials and vegetables for them to grow, and you're like, here's stuff. Try not to die. And they're like, oh, we have opinions too. And I'm like, I don't care. If zombies attack, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna kill them all. So after you get the cop is when you finally move to opening the wormhole.
You don't hear from Goodluck anymore. You hear from his boss, Gruen.
Yes, once you open the wormhole, it's a weak wormhole. Small little wormhole, but it allows you to establish communications with Earth again. And you meet Gruen, who is not evil. Gruen's evil, and it's...
Gruen is totally see-through evil.
Yeah, they pretend like he's trying to help you, but I don't think you could fall for it.
No, he comes on, hey, good luck's off the mission. I'm Toad's gonna help you now. Open up wormhole and you'll see what you get here.
No, God, what was it? It was like, you could ignore Good Luck's mission to get all the data. Our primary mission is to get you back. So
the way that it's delivered, though, it kind of makes sense because he tells you what Good Luck did wasn't sanctioned by anyone. He just went off and did it himself. So their primary mission is to just get you and anyone that you found home, because this is bullshit. He shouldn't have subjected you to that. On paper, that's how it comes off. Like, that's what he's trying to tell you. But it feels wrong.
Which is interesting. Oh, so again, I don't get any of the voice acting because I turn off the audio. So I just get the words, the exact words. So the way the words come off is, this man is evil.
Oh, no. Like, he says it in used car salesman sort of way. So, like, the words he's saying, you get what he's going for, but that isn't how it comes across at all.
Yeah. So the guy who is transparently evil, but you don't really get a choice.
Oh, holy shit. Yeah, so he tells you in order to open up a wormhole to get back home, you need to crank the wormhole digger that you acquired to open up a wormhole to get back home to 100 fucking %. And Virgil's like, we don't gotta do that. That's not how that works. And Gruen's like, nah, Toads, that's what you need to do. And so your team, consisting of Reeves, the cripple, Miranda, and Nick, all argue about it. And even though they say that you're the one that makes the decision, they talk amongst themselves and make the decision for you.
Yep.
Because you're a silent protagonist who has nothing to do, I guess.
100%.
And they decide to go along with Gruen, even though Virgil, who's been with you since day fucking one, is like, don't do that.
Oh, also, again, anyone else you've saved gets no choice in the matter.
No. Background characters got a background. They're not in the conversation.
Yeah, what up? So you crank it to maximum, and then the zombies come, and so you do a base defense. After you do the base defense, the Lord of Dust starts to wander towards you.
So the Lord of Dust is a giant, I don't know, old school dragon looking motherfucker. It is huge. It has many different body sections with legs that come down to walk, but it's like a long spine that connects them. Because you've only seen it in the dust up to this point, you don't have a like good sense of the size of it. You know it's big.
Yeah, other than gigantic.
Yeah, but you can't really tell how big it is. And this time, you open up the wormhole and it starts coming at you, and you can really appreciate how fucking huge this thing is.
Yeah. Lord of Dust. Gigantic being that, like, controls the dust, is the dust. Hard to tell, because at this point, you don't know.
It is the Lord of Dust. That's all you get.
Yeah. So he starts wandering towards you. You run up to the wormhole.
Yeah, your base is outside of Erect Mother Base, because alternate dimension bullshit, and you have to run up to get there, and you have to take the cripple boy with you because, I mean, he's crippled, you gotta go up a bunch of stairs.
Yeah.
So, everyone in the base, by everyone I mean the named characters,
Yep.
run off, you grab Chris, and you take off to the wormhole. You don't see anybody else go through, but I guess you assume they do. Meanwhile, you're slowed down because you're carrying the cripple boy. Run up all these stairs because Mother Base is an oil rig, right?
Something like that.
What it looked like.
Yeah.
An oil rig that's suddenly in the desert, and you've got all these stairs to run up. Meanwhile, this giant monstrosity is attacking you with its weird fucking arms, and you like have to try and dodge. I mean, it doesn't like attack you directly because it's so big, it just attacks the area you're in.
I did enjoy when it reaches out at you, and then a second hand like shoots out of its elbow and like folds over on itself to extend its arm.
Like it's not gonna reach, so it's like yeah.
And then it smashes into the ground. You're like, this is one bizarre monster.
Yeah, I really like the creature design.
For the Lord of Dust, yeah. He's crazy and terrifying.
Yeah, it is an otherworldly monster-looking motherfucker, and it's kind of awesome.
And I like how he kills wanderers.
Oh, how he just eats wanderers because
when
yum
he's
yum.
Because you can run into him out in the dust, and when you do, if he runs into Wanderers, he'll just eat them and just like crush them, and he pays no attention to their existence.
Yeah, the first time that I ran into him, because there's a story mission where it forces you to run into him, where he pays no mind to you whatsoever because you were fucking nothing next to the Lord of Dust. I was running along, you come out of some ruins, and there was 6 bombers. Bombers being the first variant of Wanderers that you find. Bombers, as you might guess, just fucking explode. They're these big bulbous looking motherfuckers. And I run along, and I find 6 of them, and I'm like, fuck. And out of nowhere, a head comes down. Well, a head is just like a fucking giant hole.
Gaping maw.
The gaping maw of the Lord of Dust just sucks them all up, picks its head up, and I'm like, shit. So the first thing I do is attempt to attack it, because I'm dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I do literally no damage. It stomps its foot and nearly kills me, so I just fuck off.
Yeah.
Whoop, I guess I'm done here.
Because you can't hurt the Lord of Dust.
You manage to carry the cripple up Mother Base to the wormhole to jump through it and assumedly go home, right? You go home, Jason, right?
Yep. You jump through, you go home, game is over. Hooray! Oh, wait, no. You go through the wormhole. Does Virgil follow you through the wormhole?
Yes? Yes.
Because he flies through the wormhole, and it closes behind you, with the Lord of Dust sticking his hand just through the wormhole as it closes.
Yep.
You come out of the wormhole, Virgil comes out of the wormhole, and then is weird, like...
The severed arm of the Lord of Dust falls out.
Yeah, and immediately, before your characters realize it, you as a player realize you are still on D-Tay.
Virgil starts playing tapes from Good Luck.
Because everyone looks around, like, where are we? And, like, the camera is far enough away from the characters that you realize everything is rubble.
Yeah.
So you know you haven't gone anywhere. And then they look around some more and everything is rubble and destroyed. So, surprise, you're still in D-Tay. And that's when Virgil starts playing tapes from Good Luck. Take it away.
Good Luck, it turns out, killed himself. Good Luck and all of his... how do I put it? His hard-on for the works of Dante says that he's in purgatory. Everything's going to be fine for him.
Yeah. No, don't worry about him. He's in purgatory. Blah, blah, blah.
So, I want to take a brief moment to talk about suicide in the works of Dante.
You do you. I'm going to eat some Takis.
Sure. So, according to Dante, those who commit self-murder are subjected to the 7th circle of hell, the Wood of Self-Murderers. What happens in the Wood of Self-Murderers, you might ask? Well, what happens is those who committed suicide are turned into a tree, which is filled in a wood of other people who committed suicide that could only speak so long as one of their branches breaks, and only then to grieve. Anything that breaks, it starts to bleed. The wood is infested by harpies that eats the leaves off the trees and makes nests in them. Another fun fact, during the final judgment, those who committed self-murder, instead of returning to their own bodies, to come back, their body is thrown into the tree that they now are and are stuck in hell for eternity. Forever out of grasp of the body that they once had because they gave it up. According to Dante.
Hooray!
So how the fuck does this asshole think he's in purgatory?
Don't, like, every religion ever look down on suicide?
Pretty much, yeah. Literally no one's cool with that.
Good job, Good Luck. Use a bitch.
So Good Luck goes on to say that Gruen, his boss, was Toad's a bad guy the whole time. Big shock. And that he wants to use the Lord of Dust as an energy source. He wants to bring it back to Earth, where you're from, capture it and use it as an energy source. And he's like, that's dumb, and you're supposed to kill it. The Karen Corps went over there for the express purpose to kill the Lord of Dust, because they knew it was a big issue. He goes on at this point to tell you that the Lord of Dust isn't some alien monstrosity. He is a collection of medical nanomachines from the future that humans created.
Is this when you get all this bullshit?
Yes.
All right, good.
Yeah, this is a hard story dump in the second act when it totally fucks you.
The Lord of Dust is a giant mass of nanomachines which were designed by humans. So Dite is actually the future. It's not a parallel universe. It's the future. Wormholes travel through space, or time, not space, apparently. It is, yes, a collection of nanomachines designed for medical purposes, which is why the whole previous, they kept you alive that whole time. Makes sense? That's what they do.
Yep.
And apparently, after so many years of being nanomachines, they basically grew sentient thought.
Yeah, they grew a collective consciousness and started banding together, which is why when they take over a person, they give off energy, because as they collect, they give off the Cuban energy, and the Lord of Dust is the largest amalgamation of all of that energy.
Yes. Which, man, it brings so many questions. Is the dust made of these nanomachines?
Yes.
Okay. Then why doesn't it, immediately kill you?
Why does it kill you at all? They're medical nanomachines.
Yeah, but if they have a, collected conscience, the Wanderers should never be surprised by you being there. They should already know.
Well, sort of. I guess there's a sort of weird symbiosis between the host and the nanomachines.
But, the very least, the Lord of Dust should know where you are at all times.
Yeah, I guess I hesitate to say he kind of does, because nothing you do really bothers him until you open up the wormhole and he sees the giant pool of energy he can eat on and then hop back in time, because that's what he does. The Lord of Dust gets to time, feeds on just the mass amount of energy that he gives off, opens up wormholes, and he feeds off the energy that comes out of it, the iris energy. Once an area is completely used up, he travels back to an earlier point in time to do the same thing. In doing so, Dite is stuck in this weird time loop. Yeah, no, this is what the game says. That doesn't quite work because the nanomachines come from a time in the 22nd century. So there's only so much time he can hop back unless he's doing it year by year, which kind of makes sense that he does it slowly instead of coming back to an earlier time, because if he comes back and fucks shit up, then he can't go back to a point in the future, because then everything's fucked up and used up, I guess.
Yeah, it's another game playing loose with time.
Yeah.
And
if your being itself gives off wormholes, it just throws out fucking wormholes and they provide energy that you feed on, why do you need to go back in time?
I don't know.
There's so many questions about fucking time travel.
Yeah. And has he choose your time? And couldn't he just go back to an even earlier time? How many time loops have you gone through? What is...
So the game tells you that he's stuck in a time loop, but that's all it gives you. Doesn't give you a frame for that. Is there a certain time that he goes back to constantly?
I guess.
You don't know? Is he doing it every 1 year, 10 years, 20 years? It's the 22nd century. I mean, the way I guess I always imagine time travel work, if he was going to get to you eventually, he'd have been there now. So he either shows up in the time that you exist in, or he never does because he can't for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But time travel's a complicated process.
Which is why any plot involving time travel you should really work on a lot. Which is why don't put time travel in your plots.
Generally, yeah, that's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
So, you show up at this new place. You're at the forward operating base in jungle, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, right. They explain why the places are they are. Is because this whole area is Earth. So the first area you were in was Afghanistan.
Yep.
And then this area is Africa.
Yep.
Dumb.
Yeah.
So that's why there was a ton of sand. It wasn't because everything is sand now. It's just you were in the desert.
Sure.
Whatever. Yep. There's a jungle. You get a distress signal. You go to the distress signal. We need to finish this plot. It's dumb.
Yeah.
You go to the distress signal. There's two guys there. one of them threatening the other one with a shotgun. The guy with the shotgun you scare off. You save the other guy. Which one is the one you save?
Seth.
Seth is like, thanks. That guy's crazy. He killed everyone. And you're like, okay. So you bring him
You're
back.
like, okay.
You bring him back to your base.
Transparent villain got a transparent.
Yeah, he's totally not a bad guy. The other guy contacts you, Dan.
Yep.
And he's like, Seth is evil. And you're like, Seth's probably fine.
It's probably fun.
You do some other boring, like you grab some memory chips or something.
You got some, memory boards that you have to hit, and then some transporters, which are base defense, and then a couple singularity runs. Seth tells you about the weapon that you need to kill the Lord of Dust, the Sahelanthropus.
Yep.
Sahelanthropus.
Is that how you say that?
Yes.
Sure.
How did you say it?
I didn't. Because remember, I only ever saw it as words, so to me it looked like salamander random characters, because I didn't ever bother. So the salamander is do you get the Metal Gear before? That's what the salamander is. It's a Metal Gear.
Yep, the Sahelanthropus is 100% a fucking Metal Gear.
Yeah.
That's the only weapon that can kill the Lord of Dust.
Did you get that after you kill Seth?
No, you get it before. So what happens is he tells you where the weapon is to try and make good, I guess. You go use the digger to extract the Sahelanthropus. Dan shows up and he's like, hey, Seth's evil, don't listen to him. You start getting attacked by wanderers because it's another base defense, which is basically what this game is.
Mm-hmm.
You're fighting off waves of wanderers. Dan gets driven off by fucking wanderers, which I already said. You extract it back to base, and when you get back to base, it turns out, hey, Seth was a bad guy the whole time, and he took the cripple boy, and he's got him hostage. You need to go back to the original base alone.
You're like, damn, this sucks. Dan then shows up and is like, well, I have a way around that, because Seth has locked all of the other teleporters.
Yep. Except
for home base. And Dan's like, I can actually unlock those teleporters with some code that I have written, but I don't have it on me. You need to go get another memory board. You go do that, because why not?
Yep.
It's a fetch quest. Everything's a fetch quest.
Everything's a fetch quest. And then
fetch quest and base defense.
You and Reeve come up with a plan. Reeve's like, hey, I'm going to go with you. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Reeve says, I'm going to go to one of the other teleporters so I can scout. You use the main teleporter, and we're going to take this guy.
Yep. So when you show up, Reeve is in place.
Yep.
Scouting out Seth. Seth's got a hold of Chris, who's pointing a gun at him. He villain monologues for a bit. Says that he was a wormhole survivor that the Karen Corps took in. He was voluntarily infected by the dust, but instead of becoming a wanderer, got to retain his humanity. And that you, the captain, should be infected because you're already infected. Let it take over. As you succumb to that because, I don't know, he promises to let Chris go, which was never going to happen anyway. Reeve pops around a fucking corner, shoots him in the goddamn forehead, grabs a cripple boy, and runs off like a fucking boss.
Yeah. So now you've got, like, Seth with a massive hole in his head, and you're like, well, that went well.
Yeah, that was easy.
No boss fight. Seth gets back up and is like, fine, dust powers activate.
Yeah, he does a full-on Sailor Moon, turns into a giant mortar.
Yep.
Which is one of the variants in the game.
You beat his bitch ass.
Oh man, that is not how it went for me. So he turns into a variant type called a mortar, which, true to its namesake, launches a giant projectile, which explodes in a large arc. He also has this weird machine gun thing that they do, where their arm channels its inner Mega Man and just shoots. And meanwhile, you're fighting in your original base, so anything you had set up, if you're not in the dead center of it, he is fucking your shit up.
Mm-hmm.
This fight took me, I don't know, 40 minutes thereabouts. Like, I would attempt it, he would put me down. It's not a difficult fight, but, like, you have to play Ring Around the Rosie with him with the shit in the middle, and he just takes a lot of punishment.
Nope. I went in, and he was like, I am evil. So I shot him with a fire arrow, and I threw like 3 grenades at his feet, and he exploded and died.
Yeah, see that? It's not how it was for me.
I was like, wow, that fight was over in like 2 minutes.
Because I was chucking grenades at him, he just fucking ate him. I was like, oh yeah, I'm grenade. I'm like, oh, come on.
No, it was like grenade, and he was like, oh no. I was like, wow, very different fights.
At this point, Virgil says the one that originally infected Virgil was Seth, which is why it has a split personality, because it got infected with dust.
Yep.
And it quarantined part of its own mind off to resist an entire infection. And because he attempted to turn you into a wanderer, you now have about 12 days before you're going to die. However, on the plus side, you have 11 days till the Lord of Dust shows up, and you need to kill him before then.
Yeah, I still didn't know if this was in-game or out-of-game time. I really wanted to just stop playing the game for 11 days and see what happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't think that was going to work on our time frame.
No, but, like, I don't honestly know.
So at that point, you're just like, build up base defense.
Yeah, Dan tells you that Karen Corps had a plan. They needed to build an Archon trap, and they were going to use Sahelanthropus to take out the Lord of Dust.
Yeah.
You build your defenses up. You go get the Archon blades to set the trap. You set the trap. You have everything in place. You start the digger to open up a wormhole. Meanwhile, your crew convenes. Who's going back? It occurs to you somebody needs to stay behind to actually kill the Lord of Dust. As long as you're staying behind, Reeves is like, well, I'm in this from the beginning. I'm not just going to let the captain go. Miranda's like, well, if Reeves is going to stay, then I'll stay. Nick is like, I'm here now. This is my life, because he's super chipper. And Dan's like, fuck it, whatever. As long as the cripple boy goes back because he's a boy. And everyone's like, yeah, Chris should go back. And so you start the wormhole digger up, shove the cripple through the wormhole, and go and start the trap.
Yep.
What's the Archon blade, you might wonder? Yes. That is a series of 4 traps which shoot out a bunch of giant fucking rocks which just pierce the Lord of Dust and hold him in place.
Mm-hmm.
So you run over to the Sahelanthropus, never get tired of saying that, and you finally get to work its railgun, and you shoot this bitch right in its stupid fucking spine.
Oh yeah, and it splits him right in twain?
Fuck yes, twain.
And so he the front part of him falls away from the back part, and then you're like, we win! And then his 2 weird bits that aren't connected anymore start flopping towards each other, and then they just bind back together.
Yep, it's gross and hot. Like Avatar.
Oh, yeah. So, you're like, what? Okay, what do? And then the game ruins itself.
Holy shit, yeah, it does. It throws a lot at you right here.
Is this when you also get the reveal about Good Luck?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh, right. So you get this monster dump of final exposition and twists. Good Luck is Chris.
Surprise.
Surprise! So he tells you that you succeeded in sending him to the past.
Hold on. Because when he shows up is fucking apeshit. Oh, golly. I went way too far back.
Golly gee willikers.
He goes back to 1943 to the
Seriously?
USS Eldridge in Philadelphia. Now, some of you might pick this up. That's the home site of the Philadelphia experiments. Yep, that was Chris. Cripple Boy showing up when they made a whole fucking battleship disappear.
Yeah.
Why? Why? Of all fucking random bullshit, did it have to be the fucking Philadelphia experiment?
I don't have answers.
Yeah. So he goes back then. The government keeps a hold of him. He works his way up through the Wardenclyffe section. Metal Gear fans know what that is. Everyone else, whatever.
Yeah, like whatever. He's like, look, here, we're going to make sure to tie this all back through the Metal Gear universe and blah, 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 blah. And I don't care about Good Luck.
Yep.
At all. And he tells you that, I guess, all that stuff, and you need to succeed. And Virgil now that you've got all this information, comes up with a plan to kill the Lord of Dust.
Now, why didn't the Lord of Dust die?
The Lord of Dust didn't die because the Lord of Dust doesn't know what death is.
What?
That's what Virgil tells you. Virgil says, as an AI myself, I didn't know death, right? I'm a robot. But when Seth infected me, I felt afraid because I didn't want to not exist anymore. And so that, I realize, is death. Because Seth dies and the Wanderers dies because they were humans, they knew death before they were introduced to the dust. The Lord of Dust, being pure dust, doesn't know death. And then Virgil's like, I can teach him death by fusing with him, and after I do, then you can kill him. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Now, the whole thing with Chris really being good luck irritated me.
I thought it was an unnecessary twist, but whatever.
Yeah, you're shoehorning in a twist to just have one, but it's not that bad. Fine, whatever. But the only reason you can't kill your main antagonist is because it doesn't have a fucking concept of death? What the fuck is that? Really? That's what you're going with?
Yes, it's really stupid. Which is great, though, because gameplay-wise, it's the dumbest thing. You shoot the Lord of Dust, he does his whole flopping back together bit. You get massive exposition dump. Virgil then flies into the gaping maw of the Lord of Dust, and you run back to the
Sahelanthropus, yep.
Yep. And get back in the railgun, fire it once. The only thing you do is run to the Metal Gear and fire it in between.
Yep.
And this just kills the Lord of Dust. What? There's no gameplay there. Like, they were like, we just need more exposition.
Yeah, that's what kills me. When you're operating the Sahelanthropus' railgun, you wait for it to charge, then you basically just line up the shot. It's not engaging.
Nope.
And then you take the shot, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. You shoot the Lord of Dust, he, now that he knows what death is, crumbles and dies.
Yep, just fucking crumbles away.
Yep. Everyone's like, we're so sad. And then Virgil flies out of the Lord of the Dust and is like, I'm still alive. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Virgil's all like, I was built to take a nuke. I can take that. On the plus side, I've only got the one personality now, so I'm back to full operational capacity. Woo! Hit credits.
Yeah. Credits roll. Post credits. Okay, so this was also really dumb. Post credits, it's just the Metal Gear Survive logo.
Yeah.
And then there's background talking.
Yep.
Of Good Luck predicting that a wormhole is going to open on Mother Base, which is the wormhole you went through.
Yep, to Gruen.
Then it doesn't happen because you killed the Lord of Dust. Good Luck's like, they did it. Now I'm going to work to save you guys. And that's the end of the game.
Yeah, it's Gruen bitching that the wormhole doesn't open, and Good Luck's like, I guess I was wrong. Now I can save him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Up till the very end. Gameplay mechanics aside, because survival games generally aren't my bag, this was okay. Up until you get the final twist of Cripple Boy is really Good Luck the whole time. Dollar Store Lawrence Fishburne. And the Lord of Dust can't die because it doesn't understand what death is. Like, I liked it up till then, and then it just fucking fell to pieces. It wasn't good. It was just...
Single playerly, I felt it was alright. Yeah. I kind of enjoyed exploring and finding the new recipes to build better gear. Honestly, the balancing thirst and hunger, it never felt like an issue to me.
It's really only an issue
really early.
Yeah.
So, like...
Because you get a hold of it fairly quickly.
Yeah. So, as you get your upgrades, they come pretty quickly, and as you get them, you feel just, like, that you can explore more, that you take down Wanderers easier. You feel more powerful, more ability to explore and do interesting stuff. The problem then becomes is that there's not interesting stuff to do.
No, you very quickly do everything that there is to do. It's just the constant loop of doing it more.
Yeah, that's what I wish there were some more like really interesting areas to explore, like a cave you can go into, but so it's this like labyrinthian type area that maybe has a lot of cool stuff in it, but you really have to worry about, can you get back out? But there's none of that.
No, and that's the issue with Solo, especially once you finish the campaign. You don't really have anything to do.
Yeah, your base runs itself.
Yeah, at this point, you've got enough people. Your shit does its own thing.
So we need to talk about this. The multiplayer gives you way better items than anything in the single player.
Holy shit, yeah, it does.
So there's no reason to do anything in the single player.
Every day that you log in, you get a daily bonus.
Daily bonus! Boop, boop, boop.
And we haven't gotten to those kick-ass microtransactions yet.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
You get a daily bonus of bullshit Konami points. Survival points, I believe they're called.
Yeah. As well as something small and random.
Yeah, you either double up currently
Yes.
on survival points, or it gives you different crafting material. Rags, adhesive.
Bottles.
The
very basic stuff.
Yep.
Which is fine. You get those are your daily login bonuses, but then there's daily like quests. They're usually like kill some wanderers or this and that.
Kill X amount of wanderers in pick a fashion, backstab, or use a spear or whatever. Acquire so many crafting items or hunt X amount of animals.
But one they have every day is get 2 A ranks or better on a multiplayer game. So there is a lobby you can go into to play with your friends, or you can do quick matches.
You can attempt a quick match.
Alright, so first of all, this unlocks like when you save the cripple boy.
Yeah, you can get to the multiplayer stuff fairly early, but it recommends that you be level 20.
Which does it say that in the game? Because I never saw that in the game.
It does in the multiplayer lobby.
Okay, because yeah, we tried it at we were like level 6.
Yeah, we tried it real early.
The easiest mission in multiplayer, the enemies are level 20. So it's not so much that they recommend level 20, it's so much that if you're not at least like level 18, it's impossible.
Yeah, they want you to be level 20 and they fucking mean it.
Yeah. But once you actually start getting above level 20, you can start running these missions, and the easy ones are great for getting resources. The easy missions, which there's it's all base defense stuff. You need to defend the digger. Well, I mean, there's a second one, but we'll talk about that. I guess we'll talk about that right now because it's really quick to talk about. Because
there's 2 mission types. There's the
base defense, you defend the digger,
yep.
And then there's rescue the people, where you rescue the people. The rescue the people we never completed ever.
No,
because there's a boss monster that will ruin your life.
Yeah, it just fucks your shit up.
Yep. Again, maybe if we had 4 people, but as the 2 of us, we couldn't get it to work.
No.
But the base defense, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, it also doesn't matter because the rewards are so much better for the base defense that why would you even bother running the rescue missions?
Easy actually gives you some really nice stuff. And then once you get to normal, it starts giving you, their purples are legendaries?
Yes.
It starts giving you legendaries. Which you can't get in the single game until you can start defeating bosses.
Yeah, which you have to complete the story before you can do.
Yeah. So, by the time I completed the story, I was mostly decked out in legendaries. Which is why the final battle was a joke. They're like, here's waves of enemies, and I'm like, meh.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, sure. Because we were playing multiplayer like the whole time, because the multiplayer is fun.
Yeah, I didn't hate the solo campaign. Like, I enjoyed the exploration. There's parts of it I like. The story is okay. It was enough to keep me going. The multiplayer is actually enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and I would hop into a lobby, we would pick a location, and we would start the digger, which just gets energy and we just have to defend it.
Mm-hmm.
You would get occasional side quests like pick up the energy balls that are laying around, the Iris energy, or pick up the materials crate, which is guarded by a detonator who, when he sees you, just explodes. But you can take him out and then harvest a shit ton of stuff off of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take that back to base and you guys split the rewards.
Yeah. One of you might be defending the base while the other is grabbing some side missions. It's just endless hordes of zombies, which you have to mow down either with your bows or your guns, and you'll start burning through ammo. Eventually, you can, like, doing this gets you so many more recipes for, like, crafting turrets or really interesting ammo rounds that then make you stronger and give you legendary items, which make you stronger, which means you can do the hard missions, which we eventually S-ranked some hard missions.
Yep.
Thanks to turrets. Turrets are great.
Once you unlock the recipe for the turrets, you can start building them. You can start running them solo, and you get an S rank on.
Yeah, I very easily can S-rank normal missions.
I was doing it earlier today just to do it.
Yeah, it still confuses me. The multiplayer section of the game should be way more fleshed out. There's like 5 locations.
Let's see, what do you have? The mine, the airport,
And the jungle.
the jungle.
Then the town.
Yeah.
And then the base.
Yeah. Yep.
There's 5 locations. If there were more locations or some more like interesting dailies and stuff with that, man, the multiplayer is the only reason I still might play this game.
Yeah.
And I still might.
Yeah, it sounds weird, given all the hate, and I don't get it, but the multiplayer is actually kind of entertaining, and like I wish we would have had more people. There was a couple times where I would attempt the quick match.
Yeah,
There's not enough people playing this game that I ever got to join a quick match.
I would hate to also do a quick match because then they'd be like, it's good to communicate with someone, and I turn all the sound on the game off. So
Sure. However, as many times as you and I were running the multiplayer missions, you don't need to talk to somebody. Like, even if you got some rando who's like running around doing whatever, there's not that much variety in it that you could figure out what it is that they're attempting, and you can either guard the base or set up enough defenses that you can run some of the side missions and just ensure that you get an S rank. You can do it solo. If somebody else is there fucking around, good on them, but you don't need them.
Yeah.
And the rewards are so fucking good for doing it.
Yeah. It feels, ill-balanced.
Oh, definitely. Like, you can go and hit the different transporters in solo, and the second map especially gives you a bunch of blue materials so you can craft better shit. Or you can run one multiplayer mission, even solo, and get more of the same for doing that.
Yeah, and it's way more engaging.
Yeah. It's not just material collection, like you're actually doing something.
Yep. So I guess we just talk about the microtransactions and then the game as a whole. So people also go in on the microtransactions in the game, which I get.
Oh, definitely.
The game is $40.
Yeah, given the $40 price point, the fact that there's... And it's not the microtransactions, it's how much they cost.
Yeah. The very first thing that you get into is $10 for an extra save slot.
Yeah, you get to make one character. You paid $40 for this game, assumedly, unless you got it on sale.
But...
And it's $10 for an additional save slot?
It shows like 3 save slots locked, right?
Yep.
Why don't they just give you 4? Like, here's the funny thing. If I don't know if I'd want to make another character.
I don't know why you'd want to bother.
Like, up until the very end, there's almost no reason to.
Well, at the end game, when you open up the different classes you can pick.
Correct. That's the only reason.
Yeah, but you can hop between the different classes at any time.
Correct. As long as you have the Cuban energy, you can level them all up.
Yeah, and running the multiplayer missions, even solo, you get enough that you can level them up very quickly.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you would need a second save slot, unless you've got multiple people that want to play the game.
Yeah. So like that never bothered me. There's a booster that gives you extra battle points and Cubans and stuff.
The battle points I kind of get because there's different events that go on.
Yeah.
Where the more battle points you accrue overall give you different rewards. Also, you can use these points to buy stuff in their battle point shop.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't need a booster because you get the Cuban energy quickly. Like even the solo, you down a wander, you can harvest it for the energy, or you can run one of the multiplayer missions, get a fuck ton of it.
You know, it's usually a couple 100,000.
Yeah, which is enough to level up generally until you're a higher level, and then you have to do it twice.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sometimes you still get enough in one go.
Yeah. So like the boosters you don't need them.
No, I never, like, I was kind of sad I never got to try out a booster just so I could, you know, we could talk about what it does, what it feels like, but like I never needed it, and I didn't get enough coins from daily rewards until the very end to get a 1 day booster, and I was like, eh.
Like even at that point, legitimately, like what's the point? You don't need it.
I do think that the microtransactions are it's just money grubbing. It's like the name. Why is Metal Gear on this game? Because they want more money. Which I think I'm going to now tie into the overall game. I don't think they should have done. I think that this game could have actually been a good game. I don't know if I'd necessarily go good. It has a lot of things I like in it. It does a lot of things wrong, but they're constant small things that they do wrong. Yeah, the keyboard layout is weird, and that's annoying, but eventually you get used to it. You can't mute the game in the game, which is so dumb. It's not an option.
Can you not?
Nope.
Damn.
Yeah, I had to mute it using just my actual like volume control, which again, so I had to go in because I was listening to something else on my computer, so I had to use the volume settings.
Yeah.
Why should I have to do that? Like you can turn off the music, but you can never turn off the voices. They don't give you that option.
Well, music.
Yeah. So like that. Why is that there? Why does it have to tie back into Metal Gear? Why is the ending so stupid? The multiplayer, I can't like. Why aren't there more people to play with? Because that's really just like you need to bring the people. If you know the fact that we were both playing it was great. I think if we had more people, it would have been nice. But that's life.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like the first couple times we ran the hard missions, we were going for the S rank. We didn't get it. We completed it,
and we got A both times.
I mean, the very first time we didn't.
Oh no, the very first time we failed.
There was certainly the challenge there, and we were underleveled for it. And like there wasn't any bullshit as to why we didn't get it. We weren't prepared for it. Completely okay.
Mm-hmm.
But even that, like, it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
If there were more people, we would have had it.
There's a good chance, yeah.
On easy and normal, you and I handle business.
Yeah.
We don't need more people.
No.
On hard now, we could complete it and get an S rank, but we got to work for it. If there were more people, no, I'm with you. I think it would be more entertaining. Like, there's the strategy that goes into it. It's not just stand here, shoot gun, hope for best. Like, we had to think about what we were doing as we were doing it, or we weren't going to accomplish the goal that we were going for. We could complete it, but we were going for that S rank. We had to work for it.
And then there's actually even harder dailies and weeklies. There's ones that are like level 50. Like, if we had more people, I would love to try like things that are actually like level 50. I think it goes up to level 60.
65.
Yeah. Wait, that sounds interesting, because that sounds like that's going to be hard.
Yeah.
But I would want a full squad for that, because that's going to be hard.
I think you probably need a full squad for that.
Considering I think 60 is actually the maximum level for you. If the enemies are level 65, that's going to suck.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to make you earn that.
Yeah. But that's exactly. If I was online, not really doing anything, and you were like, hey, do you want to run a mission or two and survive? I'd probably be like, sure. Because they're entertaining. And, you know, you're with friends. Have friends. That's, I think, a big conclusion here.
Yeah, I know we've talked about it off mic before. Like, this The game's it's not that bad, and
Nope.
people hate on it because it's Metal Gear and it's not Kojima and the whole Konami bullshit and
the
fuck
microtransactions
this.
and
Fuck those fucking
Okay.
microtransactions and yeah, they're not that bad. They're not prevalent. It's not a fucking free to play game where it's in your face with the fucking microtransactions. They're there. The multiple character thing, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But even that one,
yeah.
it's not forgivable because $10 for an extra character slot, that is fucking retarded when you pay $40 for this game.
Yep.
However, as a solo player, you're probably only going to use one save slot. You don't need more than that. And the rest of the bullshit is unnecessary. It is straight superfluous. Sure, you can get a booster that you don't need. It's whatever. But, like, the multiplayer is really kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. So, inevitably, that brings us to the final part of us reviewing it is, who would you recommend this for, Jake?
At the $40 price point, no one. I don't. This game isn't worth $40. Because of the microtransactions, you want to shoehorn in $10 for an extra save slot for no fucking reason. You want a free to play model, then have it be free. However, I've put a solid 50 hours into this game. I've got more than that on Steam, but that's also me like sitting around going through menus and shit, just fucking around. So like a solid 50 hours of gameplay, I'll say.
Yeah.
Where I actually enjoyed it. I don't think that it's worth $40, which is a weird breakdown because I've put so much time into it. But if you can get it for like $5-10, hell, even $15, if it's on sale for $14.99, I think it's worth it. So long as you can get some of your friends to play it too. Have them play it with you because the multiplayer is fun. The story's alright. If you like survival exploration games, which I don't like survival games, I still thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, that's at $40 it feels weird because, as you said, I think I ended up with like 48 hours in game on Steam. It feels weird to be like, even though I played more hours than I spent dollars on it, it's still probably not worth it. It comes close, but I think that's only because we played it. If, as you said, if it was cheap and on sale and you can convince your friends to play it, I think it's actually pretty enjoyable. And I think a large part of that is playing through it with someone. So like, when we would jump into the multiplayer lobbies together, we were usually around the same point in the story. So we could talk about shit going on. And like, it makes the game that much more interesting.
Yeah, I don't think at any point one of us was drastically ahead of the other.
No.
Story or like level wise. I think we were always pretty close.
So that's, I think, really like there's a lot of shared experience there, and maybe that's helping this game more than you'd think, because I think if you were just playing through it by yourself, so no real access to the multiplayer, because you wouldn't think to go there by yourself, although you should. If you stayed away from the multiplayer, you just play through it by yourself, it's not a very good game.
I think even like just solo, if you're just playing it solo, it's alright.
It's alright, but I think it gets above alright when you're playing multiplayer.
Absolutely.
And it's earned the coveted, currently the second best game we've played for me.
Yeah. I have to say, like, of all the shit that we've played so far, I've enjoyed my time with this game, which I was not expecting.
Yeah, honestly, people have been tearing the game down, sometimes a lot, like ripping, giving it a 0 and saying it's a terrible, horrible monstrosity against God, and it's not.
No,
it just straight up isn't.
I'm assuming those people never actually played it. And
No,
they're just hating to hate.
They hate the idea of it, which, sure, you can hate the idea of it, but that doesn't make it a bad game, because it's not a bad game. Sonic 06 is a bad game. Go play Sonic and then play Metal Gear Survive. You know, it's worlds apart.
That's an unfair comparison.
Yes.
Because Metal Gear Survive is an actual game, and Sonic 06 is a fucking nightmare that never fucking ends.
So yeah, this is the weird. It's the bad game cast, and this one I don't think is bad. I think people want it to be bad because of what it represents to them, but I don't think it's actually bad.
Exactly. I understand the hate that people want to give it, not because I get it myself. I get where they're coming from, but it isn't deserving of that. Like, if a survival game's not your thing, and believe me, I'm with you, even then, it's still all right. It is middling, and it's the multiplayer that brings it just above that, where it was enjoyable. Which, I mean, we've covered, so I guess I'm not sure what else to say on this.
It's because we don't really have anything left to say. If you hate that idea, then, send us some hate mail. I'm ready for it.
Bring it.
Because we got an email here from a listener who identifies themselves as the guy on the front of the Tapatio hot sauce bottle. So that's fun.
Huh.
And they're asking, since talking about guest spots, which we talked about on, I don't even know what episode that was.
Big Rigs.
Is there a person that you could interview for the podcast and tie the conversation to bad games? Who would it be, and what would you want to talk about? Which, again, we're talking about bad games. That's what we do on the podcast. Do you have anyone particular in mind?
This kind of leaves a question. Is it open to anyone throughout, like, space and time? Because my first thought is someone that's,
I would say no to space and time. But I wouldn't necessarily say no to just anyone, like, on the planet.
Well, because, like, my joke answer is someone who would have no concept of what a video game is, like, or fucking Genghis Khan, let's say. Just, what happened? What? Where are we? What is this?
Yeah, see, I'm not going with that.
But an actual answer would be Shigeru Miyamoto. To begin with, just to talk to the guy and say, thank you for my childhood. But I really want to know, given all the work that he's done with Nintendo and all the games that he's personally been involved with, what he thinks a bad game is, just to get his impression of it.
It's a tough one. Like, really, I'm trying to think of if there's any developer that I specifically want to talk to. I can't really think of any specific person, or mainly, I haven't bothered to look them up, which, I could do. I have the internet right here, but I'm not going to. I think it'd be interesting to talk to some of the really big streaming and YouTubing people who, just their perspective on games and, like, what bad games they've played or thought about playing to try to get views, because that's not self-serving at all for this podcast.
No, not at all.
And then, if you get the excuse that you're like, hey, I can talk to anyone, then there's a fair number of celebrities that I just want to talk to. Just,
like to talk to just to talk to, or
yeah, I mean, so you are not big into sports.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But a lot of athletes actually play the video games of their sports.
And Fortnite.
Yeah. Like, it's a huge thing in, the NBA. Like, they all play 2K. In the MLB, they play the show. Like, these guys, NFL, they all play Madden. These guys play these games. And some of them are way more into gaming than others. And so I think it'd be interesting to talk to some of them about games and gaming, and it's how it is in the professional sports leagues, because they play with each other, because you try to stay with people who you are, the same level of, and it'd be weird if I was just playing Madden and all of a sudden I'm playing against, I was going to say Tom Brady, but I doubt he actually plays video games. So
no, he's
Russell
too busy
Wilson?
at church.
There we go.
Right, that's Tom Brady, right? He loves
Sure.
Jesus.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I don't know.
But how, the young guys versus the old guys, and like how much they play, and if they've played all the different sports series or what, I think those would be interesting conversations that I would like to have. And now we've talked for fucking ever. We have crossed the 2-hour mark.
Have we?
Yes.
Well, I mean, we still have to edit it.
Yeah, but long.
All right. I'll keep it short with my question this week. So, if you were a JRPG character, what class of weapon do you have?
JRPG. So if we're being in a JRPG, I instinctively I would be a mage. Every game, both tabletop D&D wise and video game, that gives me a class system, I basically always tend towards slinging spells and like AoE mass damage glass cannon type dudes. So I don't know if that gives me a staff or a wand or whatever. That would be my first bet. If I'm not a mage, it would have to be some kind of like rapier type thing, because I used to fence for multiple years, so I know how to use one.
So as I was giving it some thought, if we're going on like a Final Fantasy sort of class list, if I had the option to be a red mage where I could be a fighter and also sling some spells, I'm always in on that. But as far as the weapon class, I don't know. I would want my first instinct is a sword, but I know me as a swordsman. I'd rather get some distance on him. So like I would want like a spear, just because spears are always fun. Or if I had to pick a melee weapon, then instead of a sword, I would want basically an iron rod with a handle to just break other people's weapons.
Could be fun.
Yeah, I like my first thought is like Tai Chi from the Dynasty Warrior series, because you always had like a just straight up iron rod, which I always thought was fucking awesome.
All right, I think that's good for questions. You got a plug? Probably. I don't know.
Plugs. Oh, right. You can hit me up on Twitter at Jake Prey.
If you're listening and you're not already following the Bad Game at the Bad Gamecast on Twitter, maybe do that. By we, I mean I control that Twitter, and I'm garbage in that I don't really tweet. But if you tweet at me, I might tweet back.
You should tweet at him. His tweets are funny.
It'll just be garbage because that's me. And then if you want to throw some questions, some suggestions, some hate mail to thebadgamecast@gmail.com.
Thebadgamecast@gmail.com? All right, well, shit. For the Bad Gamecast, I've been Jake.
I've been Jason.
Good night, everybody!
Woo! Been holding that for a while.
I'm 100% keeping that in. Okay, now go. There you go. Get that good chewing in. That's a crisp sound.
It's a crisp talkie.
Talkie!